Okay, I'll move on. So next up is me, and I am going to be sharing about the work that we do at Social Marketing at Griffith University alongside a lot of amazing community partners and agency folks. And I'm planning to talk about the threats to koalas, what we're doing to protect them, and how you can help. So building from what Laura was sharing, I'm just going to recap some of the main threats, why koalas end up in the hospital. Number 1, disease. Number 2, vehicle strikes. And number 3, dog attacks. So I'll go through these and share some of the initiatives that are occurring. And the first issue, koala disease. So in order to help sick koalas, we need to be able to notify the authorities, and the sooner the better, so that they can be taken in and treated and have a better chance at surviving and being released alive back into the wild. But first, we need to be able to tell if they're sick. So can we? So one of the things we did is a survey over the last several years, and last year we rolled the survey out throughout Southeast Queensland. We asked a bunch of questions about koala conservation and awareness, and it turns out only about a quarter of the over 2,000 respondents could tell if koalas were sick or not. So how do you think you guys did from the Scenic Rim? Better or worse than that average for Southeast Queensland? Better, worse? I hear both. A little worse, actually. Sorry. So folks were showed a series of photos. I know, right? In order to make that assessment, sick or healthy. So we're going to do that quiz ourselves right now. So this is the first one. Is this individual sick or healthy? Oops, that was not supposed to happen. Sick or healthy? Healthy, yes. How can you tell? Alert, bright eyes, curious. Okay, I think we have a skewed sample here tonight. How about this one? Yes, this one is diseased, is sick. How can you tell? Yes, the discoloration, the brown you see there in the bum, that's an indication that it's sick. Okay, next one. How about this one? Looks like it's asleep. Sick or healthy? Healthy, yes. Just happens to be higher up in the tree, taking a little snooze. This one's healthy. And our last quiz item. How about this one? Sick or healthy? This one's sick, and how can you tell? Yes, the eyes, red. Yeah. The cage might be a tip-off, too. Nailed it. Okay, so what are we doing? You've heard about the glove box checklist. Oh, where'd it go? I had a sample. Laura showed those. Those are in the back. You can take those with you. So it's a simple thing. Have it with you. It has the number to call to the RSPCA. It has what to look for, all those things we just went through. And we also, at Social Marketing Griffith, one of the main research approaches we use is community co-design, and we address various issues this way. It's basically a form of research where you get a bunch of people into a room and you look at a specific issue. In this case, we're talking about designing an ideal citizen science program focused on reporting koala sightings and also sick and injured koalas. So we basically get folks together and we look at what's been done on that issue, and we ask them for their input, whether they like those previous initiatives, what they don't like about them, what they'd like to change. So essentially they're designing a program that works for people like them and themselves. So that's what co-design's all about. And I'll be sharing a little bit more about the outcomes and insights from some of the co-design processes we've been using on koala citizen science in other regions. But for now, what's great is you can participate now. You can report sightings through the form that Laura showed. You can get that online. That's a hard copy. You can submit it, send it back in. And you'll be hearing soon from Bronte about the new app. So that's one of the multiple mobile apps you'll hear about tonight that you can actually download. And this way you can report sightings online through the Q Wildlife app. Okay, and the next issue is reducing wildlife strikes. And with the survey, we asked people how often they slow down in koala zones. And let's see, Scenic Rim residents, high, low, a lot, frequently, low. Remember, this is a self-reported data in the survey, people were reporting. So yeah, via this survey, yeah. So just keep in mind, this is what people say they do, that they slow down in the koala zones. And we have been using the same co-design process for this issue, getting people together, talking about different approaches to promote the behavior of slowing down in koala zones. So looking at specific messaging strategies, what people liked about those approaches or didn't like, how they would like to be communicated to. And as a result, you may have seen some of this messaging. People wanted a fun, humorous campaign. They didn't want to be preached at and told what not to do. That's quite common. So you may have seen this. It evokes the Bachelor, Bachelorette show theme. So looking for love. And you'll see on some of our social media channels as well, we focus on the messaging and some of the key things you need to know when they're out and about. So we roll out the campaign during the breeding season, and things like, do we know when they're most active? When are they most active? Time of year, or time of day when you're driving. I'm hearing it, so dusk and dawn, right? Nighttime, but dusk and dawn, that sort of changeover between nighttime and daytime. So that's when you should be especially alert. So we get these messages out. And another aspect of what we've been doing, you may have seen these variable messaging signs, and these are tied to speed radars. So we can actually tell how fast you're going, and you get a message according to your speed. If you're going too fast, you get the frowny face. If you're doing okay and slow, you get the smiley face. And we found that actually promotes people to slow down, which is great. So we have a combination of self-reported data, 82%, but you can actually see with these signs, people do slow down. And with the survey, people report that they saw the signs and that the signs promoted them to slow down. So that's good news. Okay, and the last issue is dog interactions, dog attacks. And you may have heard of Leave It. This is our flagship program at Social Marketing at Griffith. It's informed by a lot of research and piloting. And this is focused on dog training. So in typical dog training, it's all about commands like stay, come, no barking, things like that. But we added the component of wildlife avoidance, so not chasing wildlife. And the campaign is designed to emphasize the benefits that having this training brings to both the people and the dogs involved. So it turns out if you can control your dog in public and private spaces, you're a lot happier. And also dogs being confined at night, they're happier and they feel safer and more secure. So emphasizing those benefits is a key part of this campaign. And we go about it with a number of different channels and approaches. There's a website, there's a mobile app, there's various social media channels and accounts, an e-newsletter, you can get emails, events, and then training, which is not only in person, but online. So a lot of different ways to get involved and get your dog educated. And the approach to this is train the trainer. So we worked with Steve Austin, who specializes in this, in wildlife avoidance, and he trains trainers who then train people and the dogs. So it's all about bringing it out to as many people as possible. Thousands of dogs have been trained this way, and we plan to keep doing this, so watch for more Leave It training opportunities. And there's also a mobile app, so yet another QR code. You can get the mobile app. It's free. It helps you with all those training goals, so the basic ones as well as wildlife avoidance. And then we have Dog Fest. So this resulted from our co-design sessions. People didn't even really want to focus on koalas. They didn't want to be preached at. They wanted a fun, family-friendly event that was all about dogs. So that's what happened. We created this event, very fun, celebrating dogs, and the wildlife avoidance, the dog training was embedded within the event as part of it. So it wasn't the main focus, but it was something people could do. They could learn about koalas at the event, but people just love dogs and want to celebrate dogs. So that's what Dog Fest is all about. We've done it in several different areas, and I think we'll be doing it here coming up at some point. But over the last couple of years, thousands of people have attended, thousands of dogs have also attended. And I am a cat person. I helped out. I've never seen so many dogs in one place in my life before, and people were having such a fun time. It was really cool. So get involved with Dog Fest if you have a dog, even if you don't, and it's a lot of fun. And we have a social media channel specifically for Leave It and Dog Fest, and that's Furry Friends. So you can go follow us on Instagram or Facebook too. Okay, so I will leave you tonight with several things you can do today to help koalas. And you've heard about the Phosphor and Koala Action Group. It's great, yes, it's great that we have a new coalition coming together, and it's a great way to help out. So I only talked about the threats that have to do with hospitalizations, but as you've heard already, there's so many other threats. There's so many groups working on so many different fronts addressing these threats. So by getting involved, playing a role, making your voice heard, you can help the koalas in that way. Okay, so you might have heard about these phone numbers already, who you call if you find a sick or injured koala. We're going to do something here. Who has both of these numbers on your phone already? Okay, that's a small number, so I'm going to just leave this up, and you guys can take out your phones right now, and you can program at least one of them for the next 30 seconds. So let's see the phones come out. And I prepared for this, and I'm going to play some music while you do that. So make sure you get at least one of them in there in the next 30 seconds. Maybe two. You can take a photo and do it later, but before you leave tonight, have these numbers in your phone. I'm waiting. Okay. Still happening. How are we doing? I have 2 minutes of this, but I'll cut it off pretty quickly. All right. What's that? Did we get the number wrong? Hopefully not. Oh, you have to put a 7 in front of it. Okay. 07. Okay, put the 07 in front of it. We'll fix that slide for next time. I still don't know how your phone numbers work in this country, so thank you. I appreciate it, and apologies. Okay, next up, another thing you can do is get involved with koala citizen science. Some of the outcomes from the co-design that I mentioned before, we found out that, people need education and training. People have trouble identifying sick koalas, or even male or female, things like that, or the types of trees. So we need training. People want education and training. People want to participate in spotting events like guided bushwalks. And another really key thing we learned is people want social opportunities. People want to connect with each other like-minded people, and get involved and make a difference. And another thing we heard too is people were saying there needs to be more collaboration and coordination of all these things happening. So there's a save the date without an actual date, because we're hoping to get together. There's a few councils involved that would like to do a coordinated koala count, maybe September. Don't hold me to that. We hope to do something that will just blitz koala events, education, training, opportunities, and just maybe over a weekend or a week, and have a lot of ways for people to get involved, learn how to do the citizen science, use the apps, the report sightings, learn about koalas like today. Okay, and this is easy to do. Drive slowly in the wildlife zones. And again, when are they most active? When do you need to be extra alert? Dusk and dawn, okay. And who has dogs? Train your dog. So keep them in at night, too. You can get the free Leave It app I mentioned. Join up with any of our activities and events. Who has a yard? Okay, some people have yards. If you have a pool, that's one thing you can do. Cover your pool, put a rope in so a koala could climb out. Same thing with fences. They need to be able to move from place to place, so sturdy branch or a plank. We talked about confining animals, so this is something easy to do. And that checklist, I think, is over there on the table. You can grab that and take that with you as well tonight. And finally, check out our website. Follow us on our social channels. Wildlife Watcher. And if you're with a group, if you're involved in koala conservation community action, send us your content and your opportunities for people to get involved, because that's what this is helping to do, is amplify the things that are going on in the community. So let us know, and then we'll share it out. All right, well, that's it for me. You can ask questions either Slido or later on the mic.